Okay, without further ado then, shall we head on up there, AC, and go and see what we can find? So again, we mentioned this is actually the consumer gameplay demo. It's a pre-alpha version, so it's very early yet, but we put together kind of this segment, let's say, for people to get a first look and first hands-on of what they can come to expect. So of course, the first thing they can expect is these beautiful graphics. I mean, look at the sun over there. Gorgeous.
That's Sweden for you.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, well, this summer it's been crazy, but yes. Did we see the map size today we're being asked on Twitch? We'll talk about the map in a bit, I think.
I mean, anyone who knows anything about Avalanche knows that we don't really do small maps generally, and this is not an exception to that rule, so, but you'll see more of that later.
So we found ourselves inside an old barn here. So it's always good to explore in Generation Zero, isn't it? You don't want to just, go running from place to place and...
No, so yeah, again, this is a huge open world, and it's full of these dangerous machines. So you need to find anything and everything you can to help you take the fight against them. And obviously exploring, going into houses, looting is a huge part of that.
Sorry, we just discovered some of those machines. Yes.
The Seekers, as we call them.
This was a Seeker. So as you saw, that was a pretty quick thing to deal with.
Yep.
But well, what's the thing with a Seeker?
Well, the Seeker is it's actually a non-combat enemy. It doesn't have any weapons, but it has really advanced sensory equipment, and it's a sort of a scouting machine. It goes around the world looking for you, for one. When it finds you, it alerts or tries to alert its more dangerous siblings.
Okay, so basically it calls them back up.
Taking them out quickly is the way to go, or try to stay hidden from them.
As we did there, we crouched up, stayed hidden, quickly killed them, and hopefully they don't call down their bigger brothers and sisters. Assuming machines, have brothers and sisters.
They're all non-binary.
Yes. Sorry, just taking a quick scan on Twitch chat. Yes, so I just picked up a new rifle right now, so maybe it's a good time to take a look for the inventory.
Yeah, so have a look at the inventory. There's a lot of different weapon types in the game. Obviously, there are rifles, there are handguns, there are assault rifles, shotguns, etc. All of them also come in different quality levels. So you can find this one is a level 2. For instance, you can find level 3 or level 4 or better.
Yep.
And those levels affect stuff like their accuracy or their spread or their recoil, the damage. So the better ones will have better stats, but they will also look nicer.
Look nicer, so you can...
They will be shiny. Well, the poor ones will be rusty and ugly.
As you would expect.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Throughout the game, you will always sort of be on the lookout for the best version of your favorite weapon.
Okay, cool. So you really have the option there to find something you love and even iterate on that. So if say I find myself a ratty old SMG, but I love this SMG, I can still find better versions throughout the world. And
yeah, and even more so, like this hunting rifle has a scope. That's not an integrated part of the weapon. That's in a separate attachment. So you can detach that, put it on another rifle if you have it. And there are many different types of attachments you can find. Silencers is another example. All of these also come in quality levels, so you can find better versions of any specific scope or any specific silencers.
Okay, so even among the attachments we have different quality levels as well.
So if you want to have the best possible weapon with your best possible attachment, you have to spend some hours, but it will be well worth it because these things make it much easier to take on some of the more dangerous foes.
Awesome. I mean, we can see some of the quality stuff you're talking about there. For example, the rifle I have is with a green bar. Yep. I presume going by the gameplay, well, every video game ever, I'm guessing green is a less good one and the purple is a better one?
Yeah, we try to stay convention.
Exactly, stick with what people know. That's a great one. Looking over with our other inventory, we can see some other bits and pieces. So I've got an adrenaline shot, which is going to be great to pick up AC if she should hit the dirt during.
Well, actually, you don't need it to pick up her. Adrenaline shots are used when you are killed. You can use them to instant revive yourself.
Oh, these are self-revive now. Shows up to date.
So self-revive. If you can at any time you can revive a co-op party. But if you're playing on your own, it's still nice to have a way to get back into the fight quickly.
For sure.
Rather than having to respawn at a safe house.
Which we did just visit a safe house just then when we picked up the rifle. So then we have our first aid kits. I guess people get how those work. And now we actually picked up this from that first Seeker, didn't we? So,
yes. So when you down enemies or when you destroy them, you can scavenge them for parts, assuming that you didn't bang them up too much.
Yep.
And a lot of the enemies will give you ammunition. It's one of the main sources of ammunition. But you will also be able to get different types. So this is a small EMP cell that you didn't damage when you killed the enemy.
Okay, so basically, sorry to cut you there. So basically what you're saying is because I didn't shoot it in its power cells, it's dropped it, so I'm able to use it at a later date.
Exactly. And had you shot it in its EMP cell, it might have gone down quicker. So there's a risk-reward thing to it.
Okay.
But now you can pick it up, you can use it. It actually functions like an EMP grenade. You throw it, it releases an electric discharge that stuns any enemies nearby. For a short period of time.
For a short period of time. Yeah. Okay, that sounds like something that I definitely want to use a bit later then, so I'll take that one. Okay, and we'll take some med kits there as well. Great, okay, so let's see where else we're going. So let's follow AC out through here. This is our first waypoint. Again, this isn't really a direct cut and paste mission from the game. Excuse me. This is kind of a little taster demo for the convention itself. So let's see what it is they have us doing here. So we initially want to find some survivors. Let's see what we have here. Emergency flares. What would I use those for?
So the way they work, they're basically these flares, red things that most people know. How they work here is when you're in combat with enemies and you throw one of these, enemies will think that these are targets, so they will try to shoot them instead of you, which is good. Again, only for the period of time that they actually take to burn out.
Okay.
So it's a timed advantage that you can use.
Okay, so it's just something you can use to kind of turn the tide of battle on a temporary basis.
Yep.
Just a couple of questions on Twitch chat here. Will there be any type of a building system? There's not going to be a base building or the like, but you can kind of find new safe houses across your travels.
Yeah, so this is more about exploration than crafting buildings or building things. There's still a lot of elements to the environment where you can find the best possible positions for setting ambushes and traps and stuff, but you won't be actually building houses or anything.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is our first thing. What do we got here? We have a map. Homecoming, go to Saltham to get help. So again, on this Gamescom demo, our mission is to basically just try and find some more signs of life.
Yeah.
This is directing us to a place called Saltham.
Yes.
So we're here on the map right now. Let's zoom. Oh wow! Look. Oh wow! That zooms out a lot.
So yeah, again, we don't really do small worlds. We like them big. We're showing off a tiny sliver of it today. But this is a complete open world, and you can go anywhere at any time. There's no invisible barriers, there's no sort of gating mechanisms preventing you from going to the world. It's just, wherever you want to go, that's where you go.
If you can see it, you can go there.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's the sun.
That's what we say.
Awesome, right, so we're here at this safe house. We want to head into Saltham down here. It does pay to explore, doesn't it? So this looks interesting here. Let's go and maybe...
Like some things on the map.
Yeah, let's place a waypoint there. We'll take a peek at that. Yep. We do have a gun. I already have a pistol, so I can leave that one right there. I will snag another health pack, though. Yep. And it does pay to explore the buildings you're in, doesn't it? I mean,
they are a great source for loot, and they can also be a great place to hide. When you find yourself in a particularly difficult fight. And a lot of the buildings in the game can be entered, so there's a lot of interiors, and there's also interiors that are not buildings, as we will see later.
Okay, so there's all kinds of different environments, let's say, you can go into. We're not just talking about popping in and out of houses. There's going to be all kinds of places to explore.
Yeah.
Okay, let's head up towards this way then. See. Do a quick check in this shed over here.
So touching on something that you mentioned before, like this is the show floor demo. Obviously, it's always hard to make a short demo demonstrating an open world game in a proper way. So what we're trying with this is just give people a taste of the feeling of the world, the feeling of the game, and have them playing it. We're still very much producing it, so we love to get some feedback and just see what we can improve on.
Okay, so AC, as you can see, she spotted another seeker, so we need to take this one out before it calls up some friends.
Nice.
Boom. Wow. Boom. Headshot. That's like the first time in any practice I've actually got one first time. AC, let's take a left instead here, I think. As you can see, it's telling us to go here, but we don't want to do that. I found this cool building up here, so let's head up the hill and head to see what we found up there. I mean, it looked kind of... I've forgotten how to English now. Conspicuous. That's the word I'm looking for. Just stood there alone. So let's go and see what we have. pretty sweet hunting tower there. Can I set up here, maybe look for some deer? No. Great place to spot enemy machines from, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which,
Any elevated position is actually tactically
AC coming.
advantageous to you.
yeah, cool. So you can use the verticality, obviously hiding from machines as well.
Yeah, there's a pretty advanced stealth element as well. So all of this vegetation you walk through, that will all impact how well you're spotted, or how visible you are to enemies, basically. And also how much noise you make, because they're attracted to noise as well.
Okay, so I'm crouched down. I did thought I saw something up there. Oh, there it is. So, okay, AC to the rescue with a hunting rifle right there. What enemy type was this that we just ran across here?
Yeah, so this
ran
one,
across.
pun intended, because we call these ones runners. They often come in groups, so if this was only a single one, you were lucky. They're a fairly low-level enemy, but like all enemies in the game, they also come in various levels of difficulty. So this was an easy one, but you will find harder ones that they have armor plating, they have more advanced sensor equipment, they have better weapons. So throughout the game, enemies will get increasingly difficult.
Okay, so there's always that sort of sliding scale of difficulty. I'm being told in the chat that we had a sound issue. Where are we? There we go. Now you can hear the game. Awesome. That should fix things for you. Yeah, so like you said, there's always going to be an element of upping the struggle. You're going to look at these sort of more rank and file things, and perhaps as you progress, you're going to,
Yeah, I mean, as you go through the game and the world, you're going to come upon enemies and situations that you simply cannot handle yet. And there are ways for you to get around it. One is obviously try and improve, find better weapons, find better equipment, level up. Other ways are just to try and get around the enemy or lure the enemy away to get to what it is you're really after.
Okay, sure. So we'll see some of these alternate tactics later, I believe, when I'm running away, but we'll come to that.
So here you have something that in Sweden we call it out Open-world. It's a readiness storage for weapons that were very common during the Cold War.
Okay.
They were placed all around in Sweden. And they had basically armaments ready for the potential invasion during the Cold War, so that weapons would be all spread out across the continent and not centralized in storage. So obviously this is good for someone who waged a guerrilla war to find these every what do you say?
Local area here and there, I guess. So when stuff goes bad, there's caches, basically, government-arranged caches around the map. Yep. Again, this is set in 1980 Sweden. I don't know if there's any around now. If so, I know what I'm doing this weekend, going on a scavenger hunt.
Well, you can still find them around, but I'm not sure they have weapons in them.
No, okay.
And usually they're locked, and that's also actually true in the game. Usually they're locked.
So for the purpose of this gameplay demo, it's been left open so we can see around. So if you do come across a locked door, I mean, I presume you're going to have to dig around and find a key for it.
Yeah, so if you find a locked door, there's usually a key somewhere in the world, logically placed. There's also skills you can unlock that would let you lockpick certain locks.
Okay, cool. Actually, hold that thought. Whilst you mentioned the skills quickly.
Yes.
I did get a level up. So there is, of course, a big skill system. Disclaimer, this is very much our sort of placeholder UI and stuff here. It's not final, it's all alpha. But
it's pre-alpha.
Sorry, pre-alpha even, not even alpha. That in there early.
Yep.
Cool. So
so as you progress through the game, you will earn XP in combat and for other things as well. Eventually, you will level up. When you level up, you get skill point, and you portion the skill points out into the skill trees. And as you can see, they're divided in 4 different categories. There's 8 different specializations. And you can go as deep or as wide as you want with these. You're not locking yourself to any class. We call them soft classes, but they are tied to specialization. So I'm a sniper type player. You have skills specified for that. I want to be a medic, or I want to be a commando. So you can really tailor to your preferred play style. Okay,
so you really have the ability to play how you like to some extent as well. And I guess with your friends as well, you can fill in those weak points maybe by specializing a certain way.
Yeah, so ideally if you play 4 players, you would all have sort of different specialities, different weapons, and
combined you'll be stronger.
You're basically more than the sum of your parts because you have more tactical options.
Cool. I just saw a question in Twitch chat here. Are there any water mechanics for swimming or penalties for penalties to players based on weather conditions?
There's two questions in there. The first one is about swimming. So this takes place in November in Sweden. Anyone who's been in Sweden in November and tried to get into the water knows that that's a bad idea. So there's no swimming in the game. There's a lot of water in the game though. When it comes to weather, we actually have a fully dynamic weather system. So it will roll around, it will start raining, puddles will form on the ground, it can start snowing, snow can build up as well, it can get foggy, and that together with a dynamic day-night cycle are all things that impact enemy senses. So when it's raining, they don't see you as well. When it's dark, they don't see you as well. Unless it's high-level enemies and they have advanced sensor equipment like night vision or heat vision, for instance.
Okay, cool.
So again, turning the tables when you think you have an advantage.
Right. Well, I just picked up some pants there. Let's have a look. So
yeah, so there's character customization in the game.
This is, of course, just the first versions we have right now.
Yep. But basically, we want everyone to be able to create their 80s hero, like their coolest 80s character. Brag about it.
80s cool we're talking right now, though.
What are you saying? There's a difference between cool and 80s cool?
I would say with modern knowledge.
Fine, you believe that?
Yes.
But most of these are for obviously visual purposes. You want to look cool. But some apparel that you find actually have stat changes. So you can find shoes that make you slightly faster when you run or increases your jumping. You can find jackets that give you a slight boost to armor or health. So there's still those special items to go for as well when you loot the world.
Okay, cool. So, you can look good and be a badass doing it with all these nice new stats that you're going to pick up along the way. Awesome. Being asked about Discord. Are we going to have a Discord? We are. Once we get back from Gamescom, we're going to really sort of start spinning up our wheels, as it were, in terms of all kinds of community shenanigans. So you're going to see Discord. We're going to start up a forum. Already we have our Facebook group up, so you can actually access that directly from Facebook if you were to go to our page there. But yeah, Discord is indeed coming soon. Right, let's follow along. Any wild animals or pets? There's no wild animals or pets.
Wild animals is a definition. There are, I guess, birds and fish, I believe, but not to the extent that I think the person asking the question is.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah. Not so much interactability. So we can actually see we have another runner up ahead here. It seems to have been scanning these wrecked cars.
Yeah, so all the enemies are actually roaming and simulated roaming through the world freely. So you don't know when or where an enemy is going to be at a certain place.
Oh, whoa. All right, AC.
So, what happened there was that
AC went for the fuel tank.
She had her shotgun, she went for the fuel tank of the car, and that actually worked as a dynamic environmental object, and it caused an explosion that killed the enemy nearby. So
that's a pretty great way of dealing with things.
Unexpected but excellent example of how you can use the environment to your advantage.
Yes, and that's like one of many ways of which you can use your environment to sort of take a battle different each time. So, and we mentioned drawbacks about taking different battles different ways as well as benefits. So benefit there was, it took one round, we defeated a tough enemy, we didn't have to fight it.
Yep.
Negative is, she blew the hell out of that car, now I can't take stuff from it. So, thanks AC, you just cost us our loot. No. But yeah, so an exploded car, obviously, I'm not going to be able to dig around that for goodies, but thankfully we have this one here. So
another potential downside, I don't think it seems to be the case now, but an explosion like that can potentially attract enemies that are nearby, if there are any enemies nearby.
Okay, because of course, as you said, the enemies do have senses. They have sound, vision, smell. Do they smell?
They don't have smell.
They don't have smell. Okay, they didn't have like some machine odor, whatever. So I just picked up a hand grenade. That's going to be a lot of fun later. Yoink. Cool. Let's continue heading through the town then. So into Saltham now, which is where we were told to go and look for signs of survivors. Let's see what we find down here. Nothing around right now. Anyone who's come in halfway through the stream right now, we are live from the show floor of Gamescom. So this is why you're going to see people walking back and forth behind us and whatnot. We are right on our booth as of now, and we're tucked away in the corner, showing you some first ever Generation Zero gameplay. Sorry, I'm being gesticulated at from out of stream. Okay, we're fixed now. Right, let's have a look inside this house, see if there's any more goodies I can find on the way in. So, these houses, the modeling, is this your house?
Well, it actually, a couple of the sofas that we have in the game are exact replicas of the ones I had when I grew up.
Really? Okay, so a lot of your personal...
Yeah, we actually went to the Royal Library in Stockholm and looked through old furniture catalogs to recreate an authentic 80s lineup of furniture.
Okay, I mean, you said, you know, some of this, it might even be inspired by devs' own personal experiences, home, streets, that kind of thing.
Very much. I mean, a big part of the team is obviously grew up in Sweden. A lot of us, if not most of us, grew up in Sweden in the 80s. So this is something that's very close to home. It's basically us recreating our childhood fantasies, which is something you don't very often get to do.
Okay, so I mean,
this extra excited about it.
Yeah, so this is a real passion project for the team. I mean, I think most of us are kind of nailed in about that age group. Obviously, I'm not as Swedish as others. I admit I am now a citizen, but I don't have the, you know, the recollections that some of you have, perhaps. But yeah, there is a lot of sentimentality, I guess, in terms of getting to work on a project like this.
Yeah, and one thing that we sort of hope, hope is that. Because this is a source material that's so close to heart to us, we know it so well, recreating that in an authentic way, even if you didn't live in Sweden in the 80s, you would still hopefully play the game and feel like this is an authentic place. It's a true locale based on someone's actual life.
Okay, so no one needs to visit Sweden again, because they play Generation Zero, they've been there. Yeah, no.
Yeah, well,
it's a bit more modern now. Yeah.
It's a bit more high-tech. We have cell phones now.
Yes. As someone said, you need to fix that door so the lamp doesn't explode. Yeah, I did blow up someone's lamp. Apologies for that. AC's found some more runners. They're guarding what seems to be a police car. Oh, jeez. She's got a big one. That shotgun is... No scope. There we go. The shotgun was doing work right there. Let's have a look to see what goodies we have on this one. So as you said, looting machines is going to be your main source of ammo, looking for goodies. Obviously we have a police car here, so I guess we're going to get slightly better loot potentially from a police car.
Yeah, so certain locations or types of locations in the world will be of more worth to you. So a police car, for instance, has the potential of having better loot. Because it's a police car, maybe there's weapons or ammunition. And the same way you will try to find military points in the world or outposts or vehicles that should also be able to have better
okay, so for the most part it's going to, I mean obviously we're a game, so it's not going to be like exactly true to life, but it would make, well logically you would expect to find slightly better goodies, you're going to find better goodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also probably
on average
harder enemies.
Okay, and harder enemies. That would make sense, I guess. So now I have myself a shotgun as well. Let's have a look on that. Thank you, AC. So now I can also do some mad damages.
Yep.
Classic vertical tail gauge, pump action, high power, close range. Yep, sold. I'll take that. Thanks.
And the shotgun, like most weapons in the game, have multiple different types of ammunition that you can add to it. So for a lot of weapons, you can find armor-piercing bullets. You can find hollow point bullets, which will have different impact on different enemies or different parts of enemies.
Okay.
And for the shotgun, for instance, you can have slug, which is just this big, massive projectile, or you could have birdshot, for instance, which is really tiny pellets, but in a wide spread. So
okay.
They are obviously not very good against big enemies because each individual pellet doesn't have much penetration. But against something like smaller, less armored enemies, it will be fantastic.
Okay, great. So you know you can. It's not always going to be the best thing for the job, but you're going to have options potentially, depending on what you find on your exploration.
And it's like, before every fight, you should really try and scout it out, see what is it, what's the enemy, what do I have to my advantage, how can I make this fight winnable.
Cool. So for now, I need to take this radio from this police car, looking for a functional radio device. Some questions from chat. Is there going to be an end goal? I mean, it's not like you have won the game, per se, is it?
No, so a big part of the game is that mystery of what has happened here, where did the machines come from, where is everyone, and those are answers you will try to find, and you will find some of them, maybe all, who knows.
Okay. So you're not just looking for guns and ammo, you're looking for answers as well.
Yes, you are. If that's something that interests you, I guess a lot of players will probably just play to try and find the best stuff, make the coolest 80s character, and fight the biggest machines in the coolest way.
Cool. So it's not just about open worlds, it's about open choices as well, about how you want to play, open options as it were. So yeah.
And there's not one sort of main linear campaign narrative that we expect everyone to follow, but rather where you go in the world will dictate what pieces of the puzzle you find, what missions you will find, and that will tell the story eventually.
Cool. Will the game will be dark, like really dark at night? Would love to see the robots searchlight for the windows while hiding in a house. Well, yes, actually. I mean, you may have seen some of our trailers. That was all direct footage from the game. And as you said, we have a day and night cycle. So maybe you want to go into a particularly dangerous area. Again, make use of those machine senses, hide out in the dark, assuming they don't have night vision.
Yeah, I mean that will help you, but stuff like the dynamics coming together. If you are at night and it's very cloudy, it will be darker.
Okay.
If you really want to go in stealthily and you have a place like this where you have street lights, they will obviously light up, but you can shoot out the individual lights to make it darker and make it easier for you.
Okay. Interesting.
And obviously, like we talked about interior spaces, there will be some interior spaces that are completely dark. That will be
no spoilers.
Easier if you have night vision.
Okay, gotcha. Well, this house seems to be pretty much empty. Let's cut through and see where we can go. But as you can see, I mean, you can duck in and out of pretty much most buildings you come across. It's not a case of lots of magically locked doors. If it looks interesting, you can 9 times out of 10 poke your nose inside.
Yeah, sometimes you will find locked doors as well.
Yeah. Hence the 9 times out of 10.
Yes. Well, it's probably more than 9 times out of 10. But you can very often then find the keys.
Yes.
Or find some other way of entry.
Great. All right, let's quick scout up upstairs, see what we can find. Where are we? Up here. This beautiful Dalahest. For those of you who don't know what a Dalahest is, it's a very typical Swedish traditional decoration, I guess. Comes from Dalarna, I presume, from the name.
It does indeed.
Yes. Right, AC's cleared that room out. Let's go check downstairs and get on with our mission, shall we? Oh, actually, we have this runner looks to be a little different from the others, but
yeah. So this is a level up, or like a more advanced runner. You can see it has an armor plate on its shoulders. It has a different weapon. It has a shotgun. And in general, it will be slightly tougher to take down.
Okay, unless I get some mad headshot skills again.
You get some mad headshot skills.
Oh, it's actually seen us, so... Ouch.
It's trying to flank you.
It is trying to flank me indeed. Where did I put my... AC, save me! Oh, that was terrible bad. Oh, I heard it hit armor there. There we go, through the bushes. So you heard that like dink when I shot it, and nothing happened. So I guess I hit a hard spot or something.
Yeah. So hitting armor plates you will have to take down before getting to the more vulnerable bits. So all enemies have specific components that are more or less vulnerable, and getting to them will, like when you play a while, you get to learn where to aim.
Okay.
Maximize your damage. There are also other things you can do in the game to actually find out specifically where to aim. I won't spoil those yet.
But in our trailer, we did, in our recent gameplay trailer, those of you who missed it, check out our YouTube channel, you'll see it there. We do see a little sequence where we have a sniper who shoots off an armor plate, then their buddy just quickly drills the soft point that's left behind, don't we?
Yeah.
So you can shoot them off.
And some of these components that you can shoot out actually have gameplay functionality for the enemies. So if you shoot out one of their battery packs, their movement will be impaired. And if you shoot out one of their sensors, things like their optic lenses, they won't be able to see you or track you.
Okay, so you can
you can be tactical in that approach.
You can attempt to cripple the enemies before you go in. So we've got a military truck, looks like here. So,
but again, as mentioned before, things that are destroyed, you can then not scavenge.
Okay, so yeah, if you're going to blow up the thermal sight that the machine has, chances are you're not going to be looting it afterwards because it's in pieces.
Yes.
Got some pretty swish-looking driving gloves there. And what's this here? a radio.
Yes. So as mentioned, enemies they have senses, they're attracted to noise. You can exploit that. So by using what we call a lure, which for instance could be the radio you just picked up, it makes noise. Well, it makes music, but some consider that noise. And it attracts enemies to it. And you can use that to set traps if you place it next to an explosive, or lure people into, or lure machines into an area that's easier for you to pick a fight in. So you can combine these items and surroundings and environmental objects to, try and get a tactical approach to any fight.
Okay, so yeah, you can really go at it in any way that you can personalize the way that you take on different fights, let's say. Okay, let's finish. I recognize this car. My parents used to have one just like it.
Not just like it, I wager.
Similar. Where are we? Grenade, let's take that. I've got a bunch of flares, I don't need that. Take a health kit just in case, nothing in the back. So I picked up this shiny, beautiful new military assault rifle here, but I don't have any rounds for it yet, so stick with the trusty shotgun for now.
Did you not find any rounds for it?
No, I did not.
No.
Cleared it out, not being blind. So let's continue our search. But the shotgun is, as AZ demonstrated earlier, pretty beasty otherwise. So, all right, let's crouch up to. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I'm busy talking. I actually forgot to get my objective from here. So I was trying to find a radio that works. The police car one wasn't functioning properly.
No.
But this one looks to be working, perhaps.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, let's keep heading out. Right, I ditched my hunting rifle in favor of this shotgun. Actually, I didn't ditch it; it's in my bag. But I'm gonna stick with the shotgun. AC can give me some cover fire with that nice long-range rifle, and let's try and actually let's try and use some of our toys for this one. So I got these. Where should we go? EMP cell. Let's see what we can do with that one. Surprise! Let's see. We're gonna.
Ah, there you go. Oh, you got one of them. Not the other.
No, wrong rifle, Graham.
It's still on a timer.
There we go. So that was a nice, quick, easy, clean kill, and I can run around here and hide again. Maybe I can. Yes. We're good. AC was absolutely doing work there, cleaning up after me. Oh! So I'm running around like a loon. I wanted to try and use a grenade, but they're too up close now, so I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna hide while AC deals with things. So that thing was again. You heard that armor tink, tink, tink. So that's obviously it's a spread weapon. So I'm hitting all kinds of bits at the same time.
It fires a burst of projectiles. So some will hit something important, and others will just bounce off armor.
Cool. So some more flares. Oh, some more grenades. Nice. Ammo! And another assault rifle. Because again, we are in a military truck here, so this is going to be where all the fun toys are. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's the wrong kind. I need to drag it over. Where are we? That's the one we want.
Because you can have different ammo types.
So there's different ammo types, isn't there? So in this case, I got the FMJ. Yeah.
It will be better against penetrating armor, but it will do less damage against some specific components.
Okay. Okie dokie. Let's hop in here. Thanks, AC, for conveniently opening the door for me. Some more pistol ammunition. More pistol ammunition. I think I've locked myself into a little. There we go. And it's empty. Righty, okay, nothing more to see here, I think. Let's have a look what I got in my inventory. Got the grenades, cool. Let's do this. So as you can see, we have an old tank here, so it seems that there was perhaps some defense put up before these machines arrived.
It's some signs of what's been going on before you got here. Looks like something the army possibly fought against these machines.
Not very successfully in this particular
not
case.
in this location, at least.
No. Are we going to see a beta during 2019 as Our colleagues written in chat, yes indeed, it's going to be during the fall. Okay, now this looks like a radio that's in one piece still.
Important public announcement. Everyone living in the Saltholmen area is required to go.
So this is placeholder voice acting, as I understand it, at this stage? Yes.
This is Tobias
We're still
Nilsson,
pre-alpha.
Civil Defense
Very much
Coordinator.
in production.
I repeat, please go to the Saltham shelter immediately.
Some placeholder content.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jeez. Okay, I'm not going to stand out and fight those cleanly. Let's use one of these. AC, you want to hide? I don't have to tear a grenade there, I'm not sure, but these ones are much tougher than the other ones. I can hear a boombox. AC's trying to distract them by throwing a radio at them.
Yeah.
These things are...
Fortunately, that only works unless before they are alerted.
I almost threw it off the back of the head. That's like pretty much stereotypical me playing a shooter game. Bouncing grenade off the back of the head. Okay, AC, I don't think we're going to actually manage to handle this. I think we need to get out of here. So let's run out of this place, I think. Because these are much tougher than we faced before. And my aim there was diabolical.
I think they're surrounded.
Yeah, they're coming from everywhere.
And there's
Oh, jeez.
the one we call the tank.
Tank.
It's not something we want to fight at this stage of the game.
Yeah, that's... No, don't run into the fence, Graham.
Right, so here's a bomb shelter. Just when you needed one.
Yes, how conveniently placed. It's
Yeah.
almost like we designed it this way.
So this is an example of again, types of interiors that you can encounter.
Well, I can feel it vibrating on the ceiling with the controller here. It's, yes. And I'm playing on a controller now, on a PC. It will be available for Xbox, PS4 and PC.
Yep, absolutely. We're sim launching on all platforms.
Ooh.
There we go. Yeah, that's
And
the end of the demo.
That's the end of the gameplay demo. Well, at least the one we're going to see here at Gamescom.